Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And I'm not lying to you in the title. Ashe is so broken. And it's just so broken that I've pretty much accidentally almost become challenger. I only need 2 more LP to become challenger, and it's just so crazy how strong Ashe is. And see, the funny thing is, it's not only that after the buff she is strong, she used to be so strong already, and I was stupid enough to always underestimate her. There is just a certain way that you have to play her, and with the new items, it's actually S tier. It's seriously an S tier ADC right now, and I cannot believe that I'm saying that Ashe is an S tier pick, but it's just like, just look at this. I played a few games of Ashe, easy wins. Look at how easy these wins were, and it's every time the same build. So if you want to skip to the gameplay immediately, there's timestamps in the description. I'm gonna explain the build part first. So, what is this new build that I'm talking about? So, there is a million different Ashe builds that I've tried. For example, going for a Blade of the Rune King, or starting with an Infinity Edge, starting with an Essence Reaver. You can call it. There are so many builds that I tried, but this build right here is far superior to any other build. So let me tell you how it works. You start with a Mana Mune, and you actually don't start with you actually do not start with a Sapphire Crystal. You actually start with this one. You start with the Longsword. And the reason for that is because in the early game, you want to be utilizing your second ability to keep the enemy away from you. Like, this is going to be your main damage source in the early game. And if you go for the Sapphire Crystal, it's true that you're going to stack up mana, but it's just not worth sacrificing the 12 attack damage for. It really isn't. So your first item is going to be a Mana Mune. Second item, make sure you get boots, tier 1 boots only. Don't get Glutinous Greaves right after your Mana Mune, because you're going to get 0 value out of it. You're not going to be dealing much damage right after the Mana Mune. Make sure you get tier 1 boots, then you rush the Essence Reaver. And after this item, you've already entered the strong Ashe build. This, like, after this and finishing off your Muramana, this is already the point, or the turning point, I would say. So what is it that makes this build so strong? So take a look at the ability haste. 20 ability haste plus 20, which is 40 ability haste, which means, and by the way, you're going to be fully upgrading your second ability first, and if you add 40 ability haste to that, it means you can use your second ability every 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds. And every enemy you hit, as you can see, deals 10 bonus physical damage plus 70% of your critical chance, and each ability can only trigger this effect once per target. You guys know why this is good, right? Your second ability, it shoots arrows, and it can hit multiple enemies at the same time. And yes, they're all gonna be affected by the passive of the Essence Reaver, which means that it deals an insane amount of damage, and it's on such a low cooldown. This is kind of the main reason why this build is so broken, because you have incredible poking. Also, when you proc your first ability, you're gonna get that bonus damage, by the way. And it's just like, you guys are gonna see during gameplay part, these are literally the perfect items for Ashe. After that, you go for the Solaris Charge Blade. It gives you even more ability haste. After this, you can use your second ability every 2 seconds, by the way. It gives you a lot of attack speed, which is good, and it gives you the critical rate, which is going to increase your damage, because the way that it works with... Jesus Christ. The way that Ashe's passive works... is the more crit you have, the more damage you deal after you've slowed an enemy with your passive. I'll explain more of this during the gameplay part. So you want to be building crit on Ashe. And then here, Infinity Edge. Even though in Ashe's passive, it mentions that her crits don't do extra damage, when you get an Infinity Edge, you're actually going to deal 30% bonus damage. Now, how do I explain this properly? Over the bonus damage that you get from the passive. You don't have to understand what I said, but basically, you're gonna deal more damage when you get an Infinity Edge with all of your basic attack. Not only the crits, with all of your basic attacks. So for your last item, and by the way, there's another situational item that you could go for, which is With's End. With's End is good if the enemy has a lot of ability power. You could get it as your 4th or 5th item. Then as your last item, Guardian Angel. Actually, another interesting item would be Cyrilda's Grudge. The funny thing is, the slow of the Cyrilda's Grudge stacks on top of Ashe's passive slow. So you're going to be slowing enemies by an incredible amount with your second ability if you get the Cyrilda's Grudge. However, you are going to be sacrificing some damage, because as I said, you want to be building crit on Ashe. But if the enemies really have a lot of defense, make sure you get the Cyrilda's Grudge. Of course, Mortal Reminder also a possibility if they have like a Soraka or a lot of healing. For the runes, Conqueror, obviously Conqueror. You know, you're going to be able to easily stack this up in the later game. Second rune, Hunter Vampirism. This one is the absolute perfect rune for Ashe because you're going to be able to easily get many assists with your ultimate. I'll get more into this during the gameplay part, but basically, you're going to be able to get those stacks from the Hunter Vampirism very, very quickly. Always go for Hunter Vampirism on Ashe, always. Third rune, well, actually, about this weakness, I guess, if you kind of rely on your teammates to deal damage, but I want to solo carry with Ashe, so that's why you go for Hunter Vampirism. Then here, generally Hunter Titan, if the enemy has any sort of CC. Second Wind could be good against the Varus, but see, the thing is, against the Varus, you already need the Hunter Titan because he has a lot of CC, so, you know, Second Wind is good against poking, but just not really worth it. Bone Plating is good if the enemy has a lot of burst heavy champions like Lee Sin, Zed, Kha'Zix, Rengar, you know. If they have these types of champions, go for the Bone Plating, but generally, you want to go for the Hunter Titan. For your fourth rune, Sweet Tooth, because Sweet Tooth is broken. And by the way, with these two items, you're going to be able to infinitely spam your abilities without running out of mana. For your spells, Flash and Barrier. So that was it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. So I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't reach Challenger. I kept winning and winning and winning. And I was like, okay, 302 LP, that's enough, right? Like, that's enough. But apparently you need 304 LP to be Challenger. It's fine, I mean, like, I'm not even trying to get Challenger, it's just happening. But okay, enough about me flexing about my rank. Let's talk about Ashe. So, why am I saying that Ashe has always been, like, quote-unquote broken? And I always put her in the D tier. It's just... Let me tell you the main reason for that. The main reason really is not building her correctly and not understanding her passive correctly. So how does Ashe works? I already explained to you during the build part why this build is incredibly strong, but what about the passive? So the way that the passive works is when you've slowed an enemy with one of your abilities, you know, or a basic attack, because all of your basic attacks slow an enemy. When you've slowed them, the next attacks on them are gonna do a lot of increased damage. Okay? So when you've slowed an enemy with one of your basic attacks or an ability, the next attacks on them are gonna do a lot more damage. So you're a sustained damage type of champion, right? And look at this, by the way, like, even though I don't do a lot of damage early game, you can still do a decent amount of damage. Oh, let's do a decent amount of damage by actually poking the enemy with your second ability and then utilizing your first ability as well. But keep in mind, Ashe really doesn't deal that much damage in the early game. So, how do you survive the early game of Ashe? Because that's really the only weakness of Ashe before level 5. So, at level 3, you do not take the third ability upgrade unless you really want to know where the enemy jungler is, because then you can throw your bird, which is the third ability, towards the place where you think the enemy jungler is. But over here I'm rotating, because I already had pushed out my lane, so of course I'm going to rotate to help my team. They're pretty low, as you can see. I do second ability, and I flash into him, get a kill, and we get another kill. Unfortunately, I didn't get the kill on the Yasuo or the assist, because that would have helped me a lot with the Hunter Vampirism and the Hunter Titan, but it is what it is. So this was a really, really good gank. But as I said, Ashe is not bad at defending the lane, because as you can see, that's what you can do. See that? You can just, when an enemy gets close to you, boom, second ability. And look at him, he's trying to fight me. What is he doing? Boom. What do you think? Even though when Ashe doesn't deal a lot of damage early game, when you get 6 stacks on your first ability, it's still gonna be a lot of damage. You know, your first ability, it's still gonna give you a lot of damage. So I have no idea why the Vayne thought that she could fight me there, especially because I had a red buff and a blue buff right there after getting those kills in the mid lane. Well, actually, that was pretty much the reason that I won that fight. Without them, I would have not won that 1v1 actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I can get my mana Mune. And this is, it's not really a power spike. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The mana Mune is not really gonna be any type of big power spike, but it's just decent. Here I'm gonna ult across. Am I? The Yasuo is rotating to them. Like, of course, as an Ashe, you wanna be utilizing your ultimate to use it across the map. And this is also another reason why this build is broken, because the first 3 items that you build provide you with ability haste. Am I gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna use my ultimate here. I'm still fighting in my lane. You can see the ultimate soar through the map right there. And now I'm gonna aim it exactly at the end, so I don't waste my time in the lane. I hit the cannon, we killed the cannon because of my ultimate, and I did not waste time. Look at this damage, by the way. See, look at this, look at this, look at this. Are you guys seeing how Ashe can do an insane amount of damage in the lane? So there is a basic fundamental that you have to understand about Ashe. So you don't... Okay, how do I explain this and make it easy to understand? So look at this, look at this, look at this. This is a mistake. See this? Now, why did this not work? Why did this not work here? So the reason that this doesn't work is because Ashe has to work with her range and her slows. Those are her powers. She has big range and big slows. And she has a lot of damage in the sustain heavy fights. So when an enemy gets close to you, that's kind of your weakness already, like the Vayne right there. By the way, I use my ultimate again here. Boom! I hit him. Is the fizz gonna go on him? What was I talking about? Yeah. So with Ashe, as I said, you want to be utilizing the passive. You want to be on the same enemy. You don't want to continuously hit the same enemy because that's going to allow you to deal more damage. And you want to do it from a long range. As you can see here, from a long range. And why is it good from a long range? Because no one can run away from you. Look at this. He cannot run away. See that? He has to flash away. Why does he have to flash away? Because you slow the enemies with your passive. And I have a fun fact for you guys right now. This game was before the update. So now during the update, you have 5% more slows across the board and 10% when you crit on the enemies. Take a look at this. I go on him. He can never escape anymore. This is the only way that he can escape, with his flash. It's the only way. And boom, I stun him and he's dead. Ashe's ultimate is, in my opinion, one of the most disgusting abilities in the game. Especially after you get two or three items, and especially after you upgrade it 2 times, because after you've upgraded it 2 times, the cooldown is 35 seconds. And after you've upgraded it 3 times, the cooldown is, I'm pretty sure, like around 26, 27 seconds. Imagine that. An ultimate that stuns the enemy for 3.5 seconds if you hit it from a long range. I repeat, 3.5 seconds. So let's count. 1, 2, 3.5. That's how long the enemies are gonna get stunned if you hit your ultimate across the map. Now, do you get my point here why this is so incredibly broken? Besides the fact that you can poke enemies super hard with your second ability, besides the fact that you're gonna have a lot of damage because you have crits. Look at this, he's dead. If you hit enemies from a close range, by the way, I think the stun is like 1.5 seconds. Which is of course not as much as 3. Should I go on it? Yeah, which is not as much as 3, of course, but it's still worth to do point blank if you can kill an enemy like that. So keep that in mind, you know, your ultimate is worth the most if you hit it from a long range. Keep that in mind. So you want to be ganking with it. As in you want to be shooting it cross map and assist your teammates in fights where you may not be, for example. That's the major power of Ashe, guys. I know it is hard to hit the arrows, and I'm not saying that it's easy. But what I am saying is that practice makes perfect. Like, you're gonna see how good I'm gonna be at aiming the arrows. Sometimes I'm gonna miss, of course, but it's fine. Like, don't be afraid to shoot your arrows on Ashe. That's another thing that I want to tell you guys, because as I said, in the later game, especially when you reach level 9 and level 13, you know, when you upgrade the arrow, the cooldown is gonna be so low that it's actually worth to just shoot it. You know, just go for it. Just go for ganks and whatever. You know, whatever. Even if you miss, whatever. Just go for it, because that's what this build offers. The cooldown. The cooldown reaction. Look, there is a Vayne. I'm gonna ult him. Why not? It was a mistake. Who cares? It's only on a 50-second cooldown. And right now, 50 is still pretty long. And now I got the upgrade, actually. But now after the upgrade, you're gonna see how low the cooldown is gonna be. But as I said, it's okay. You know, it's okay to screw up your Ashe ultimate like that. And actually, I didn't screw up my ultimate. The only reason that we weren't able to kill the Vayne is because the Vayne had Mercury threats. And if you had good eyes there, you saw that I immediately checked the scoreboard to see why the hell the Vayne got stunned for so little duration. And I checked her boots, and look, she has Mercury threats. So now I understood, okay, you know what, I cannot really go on the Vayne like that anymore. So I can't go on the Vayne point blank anymore. It's just not worth it to shoot my ultimate like that, because the stun is only going to be like 0.8 seconds with the Mercury threats. So yeah, look at this again. Boom, I stun him and he's dead. Simple. It's really simple. I flash on the cannon, I hit any basic attack or any ability, and he cannot run away. And as I said, this is on the previous update. In the new update, the slow is going to be increased by another 10% if you crit. So the slows that I'm having right now, plus 10% more slows. Now I want you to understand how much 10% is. Cyrilda's Grudge, which is a whole tier 3 item, provides you with 30% slows for 1 second. Ashe's passive provides you with a certain amount of slow for 2 seconds, and it skills up. Like when you crit an enemy, it starts at what is it? It starts at 40% slow for 2 seconds. Then when you reach level, I don't know exactly what it is, I think level 6, it's gonna go up to 50% slow, and then when you reach level 13, I believe, it goes up to a 60% slow. 60% slow. Here we kinda screwed up, not gonna lie. But you're gonna see that this game is gonna be pretty interesting to watch. My teammates went in without me. I did follow up with the ultimate, but it was just not quite enough. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying these videos, make sure you give them a like. This is actually my first Ashe video, because as I said, I want to be bringing you guys every single champion, and I know which ones you guys want to see, but please understand that for me to make a Yasuo videos, I'm pretty much gonna have to play 200 games of Yasuo to get good at him. Because he's a really hard champion, and I don't want to make a video when I'm still bad at him. So, you know, I'm reading them. Like, don't spam me these champions. I'm reading them, okay? I'm reading them. Please understand that. Okay, so let's get back to this video. And the funny thing is, all of what happened here was without an Essence Reaver. Now you're gonna see Ashe enter God mode. Like, now you're gonna see Ashe enter God mode, and I'm backported now. I should use my ultimate right now, to be honest. Like I should use my ultimate. As you can see, I'm using it on a Yasuo because I saw that he had used boom, and I hit him. Look at the cooldown, 38 seconds, and I'm only at 2 items. 38-second cooldown instead of 52. Oh, this is not good. Boom, boom. Look at how much damage I'm dealing. Look at how much damage. What? What? 2 item Ashe just dealt so much damage? What? Look at this, by the way. I'm gonna go on them here too. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shoot my second ability under the third and look at how much damage it deals. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Look at this. Oh, the cannon is following me. No, I missed my ult. No. If I had hit my ultimate, I would have survived. Ah, oh, that is so sad. That is so sad. How did I miss my ult? It was point blank. Unbelievable, man. Oh. Oh, by the way, this is just like a cold thing. I'm putting it on my head because I have a pretty bad headache, but it's fine. Like it's you know, I just want to put it a little bit on my head to take away the heat, so it doesn't actually hurt. Then it should be fine. By the way, guys, I am working on the guilds. I'm gonna make so many guilds. I have an SEA guild, I have an NA guild, and I currently have 2 European guilds, and I'm gonna make another one. If you, oh, I hit the Soraka right there. Look at that. Look at the stun duration. Look at that duration of stuns. How broken is that? And she had to flash away, and she almost died from cross map. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? Like really, all you have to know with Ashe to get good at her, most importantly, be good at hitting your ultimate. Practice makes perfect. Secondly, use the right build, which I have given to you right now. And third of all, have patience. It takes a while to get good at Ashe. It's a pretty hard champion to get good at. And understand how to play her. Spam your second ability in teamfights. Of course, I'm going to use my ultimate again here to help my Fizz, but he already got the kill, so I'm leaving it. It's fine. I'm going to have my ultimate in 37 seconds anyway, so who cares, right? Oh yeah, and another tip that I have for you guys is about the third ability. So a lot of people think that Ashe's third ability is pretty useless, and I know, like, okay, it's not useless because you can spot the enemy jungler, you can see where the enemies are, blah blah blah, but there is another thing that some of you may not understand about this ability. It reveals wards. So on top of revealing enemies, it also reveals enemy wards. So it's basically a sweeper. It's a sweeper for free. So what you can do is, before starting a dragon or a baron, use your third ability onto that dragon or baron and pop it there, like you have to pop it, and then you're gonna see if the enemy is gonna have wards or not. Or if you wanna have a team fight in the jungle, pop your third ability at the place where you wanna have a team fight and clear out all of the enemy wards with your third ability. Of course, I used my ultimate again. I missed, but it's okay. 30-second cooldown, and it's not even fully upgraded yet. I'm not even level 13 yet, and it's only a 30-second cooldown. The ultimate, if hit, is a guaranteed hit or a guaranteed kill. Pretty much, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. The funny thing is, no one really builds QSS, which means Quicksilver Enchant nowadays. But that would be the counter to Ashe, I guess. You pretty much always have to build QSS if an Ashe is always focusing you with their ultimate, so you can go out of it. Right there, of course, the Vayne had no chance to kill me because I could just use my ultimate and escape. It's just such a powerful tool with everything. Is he gonna give it? Nice. As you can see, I have another ultimate. Oh my god, you can see how fast the Vayne is actually going out of my ultimate. She has a lot of tenacity. So when you play against Ashe, you can clearly see... Look at that damage. Oh my god. Look at that. On top of all the utility, it's just so much damage. Look at this. The first ability gives you so much bonus damage, so much bonus single target damage. It's incredible. It's like actually incredible. You could possibly go for a Runeland's Hurricane, I guess, on Ashe, but nah, I don't know. I would much rather go for Solaris Chargeblade because it gives you way more single target damage. It's just insane how much damage this champion has really. And look at this, it's just like even at moments like that, you can just throw your second ability at them, and here, yet again, I have my ultimate, and boom, I missed it. Yeah, if I had hit that, we would have probably killed them. I need to run here, by the way. What am I doing? Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. I slowed them by so much with my passive, like they just can't even reach me. And as I said, it's even worse this patch, because this patch the slow is increased by 10%. Guys, I really never thought that I would say it, but Ashe is actually broken. Like Ashe is, you can actually abuse Ashe. I'm gonna get Challenger today probably. I just need to win one more match, but I'm gonna play a lot of matches today, I don't really care. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing Ashe as well because I'm really enjoying the champion right now. It's just so nice. I'm also probably gonna make a new Vigar video as well because he's also so incredibly fun to play. Look at my damage as well on these jungle creeps. Like after your Solaris Chargeblade, besides the fact that you're gonna here, of course, another ultimate because why the hell not? And boom, I hit him. 28-second cooldown. 28 seconds. I literally have my ultimate in 20 seconds. Look at this. 18, 17. I almost have it again. What? Look at this. 10-second cooldown. I literally just used my ultimate and I'm gonna have it again. Right now. How stupid is that? Oh no, be careful. Bad positioning. Who am I gonna ult? Boom. Yasuo ulted and he's dead. There is another free kill with the ultimate. It's just that easy, guys. And another 23 seconds and I have another ultimate. And whoever is left alive is dead. We can end. Why can we end? Because I'm gonna have my ultimate anyways. That Soraka is dead. Like she's dead already. I know she's dead already. Because I'm just gonna ult her and she's gonna die. It's it's so stupid, honestly. It's really stupid. Like when you're playing against a really good Ashe, it's probably incredibly frustrating to play against. Oh, use your ultimate, hello? Oh, they killed her already, okay. Yeah, and we won. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Ashe video, and I really want you guys to give her a try as well. Because she's incredibly powerful. She's just so strong. And yeah, I'm gonna make a tier list tomorrow, and you guys know Ashe is gonna be pretty high in that tier list. It's of course it's gonna happen. Oh, I just clicked on the continue button thinking I had to click the continue button. Let's look at how much damage I did. MVP, of course. 28,000 damage, which is pretty nice. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.